Are spirit guides good or evil? What do you think? I don't really talk too much about spirit guides, but I really wanted to discuss it here because this is something that's very, very interesting that a lot of people, I guess, who are more spiritual or into like some of the new age spirituality stuff tend to believe. But is it something good? How do you know if it's actually good or if it's something bad? You can see here, there are two guardian angels here. Well, they both look kind of cute, right? They kind of do. This one, pretty cute looking. This one also, even though it's kind of evil, it's still a little bit cute looking, right? Mm. Good or evil? So a spirit guide, what is a spirit guide? A spirit guide is supposed to be a positive influence on your life. It's supposed to help guide you. I guess you can kind of relate it to like a guardian angel type of entity. Something that exists that is meant to guide you, that is here to protect you, that's here to align you with who you truly are, to help steer you in a correct path. But as you can see by this image, is it going to be this type of guide or is it going to be something like this? How can you really tell? This is where things get a little bit tricky. Because what if it is some sort of negative entity that is disguised as something good? What if instead this positive one is just, oh, it looks positive because here's a negative one, here's a bad one, but this one here behind the mask is just wearing a costume. It's actually this again. Ever think about that? That's where things get a little bit tricky. Because it's very possible that there could be a negative influence, negative spirit guide that is guiding your direction that is disguised as something positive. It could appear and be something positive. That's what it appears to be. That's what it looks like. But it's not positive. It's something very, very bad, very, very negative. You have to begin to ask the question, what is the source of this spirit guide? Where did it come from? What is its purpose? Why is it here? Why is it helping you? What is the purpose? What is the source that it comes from? Does it come from a positive source? The universe? Like God, the creator of this universe? Or does it come from something much more sinister and dark? Whether that be a demon, the devil, Satan, whatever else. Where does it come from? Another very good question to ask. Where is that from? Where do these things come from? They're from somewhere, right? When you begin to ask some of these questions, you begin to think, I don't really know the answer to some of this stuff. And some people may be like, well, let me just ask the spirit guide, where is it from? Then you may be able to get some answers. They may give you some answers, but how can you trust the answers to be true? What if the answers are lies? Are you able to discern between what is a lie and what is the truth? Another very good question to ask. Ask yourself, are you overly dependent on this guide? Are you always going to it for some sort of answer, some sort of guidance within your life, trying to seek some sort of positive resolution because you can't trust yourself? You can't trust your own intuition. So instead, you ask the guide, what should I do here? What should I do there? When you really break it down and think about it, that's how a lot of scenarios are in human life. When you are unsure about something, when you feel bad about something, you ask external sources for information. You ask other people. You ask spirit guides, for example. You may even ask God, like, guide me in the right direction. I don't know what to do. All external influences are not necessarily bad. Certainly they can come in handy. They can be very, very powerful, especially when you need some sort of help, some sort of guidance, some sort of insight. But ultimately, you're the one making the decisions. So whatever information that they tell you, you have to think about it. You have to consider it, and then you have to take the action to do that. And you may be like, well, it doesn't really feel right. This does not feel right. There's something off about this. There's something weird about this. And you're still doing it. That goes to show something else. that you do not trust yourself and instead are overly dependent on external sources. So if you are looking to these spirit guides as an external source, because that is what it is, it's external to you, it's not you, it's outside of you, and you're overly dependent on whatever it is that they tell you, relying on everything that they say, then you're going to often be steered in a very bad negative direction because you're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to your own intuition. You're influenced by something else. And that something else could be disguised as something good when it's actually really, really bad. Another question to really ask yourself is it actually helping? Is connecting with your spirit guide actually helping you? Think about this one really, really well as well, because when you really break it down, a lot of times you will often find that people who are guided on this path, people who are doing things that their spirit guides tell them to do, guiding them on this path, things seem to get pretty bad in their life, doesn't it? A lot of things begin to resurface, and they may think that what their spirit guide is telling them is true, that they're on the path of healing past all this trauma, healing past all these issues and problems that they have. It's all resurfacing because it's there for them to heal. Certainly that is true in the psychological sense. Let's think about that. When you've gone through trauma, when you've gone through abuse, those things repeat again and again and again until you resolve them. Whether that be you facing the challenge head on by being exposed to the things that are very dangerous and very bad for you, that have caused you problems, you being able to work through that, or you being able to realize the cycles that you're going through with relationships with people. So from a psychological standpoint, yes, that makes sense. But these are supposed to be spirit guides. Spirit guides are completely different than what your psychological mindset is. It should be spiritually guiding you, making you aware that, well, you already are a spirit and a soul. You don't need to be going through all this turmoil in order to realize who you truly are. That is what really the purpose of what a spirit guide should be, to really help you realize who you truly are. But if it's guiding you in all these different avenues, all these different directions where you feel confused and lost, or you may have a sense of direction, yet bad things just keep happening again and again and again, that sounds like something bad. It really does. But if it's helping you become aware of who you truly are, beyond the physical, beyond the ego, beyond what you believe yourself to be, then that could be something that's very, very positive. And really the last thing here to really think about is that, yes, is it helping you? Is it helping you? But when you begin to question it, does it turn against you? Because sure, you may begin to wonder, is it helping me? Is it helping me? And you begin to think, oh, it's really not helping me. Maybe I shouldn't listen to it. And then bad things happen, really, really bad things happen. That sounds a little suspicious, doesn't it? Like you defy it and then it shows its true colors. Like, how dare you defy me? You defy me and bad stuff happens. That's not something a good entity would do, right? No. So just think about these things when it comes to connecting with your spirit guides, because you really don't need to connect with them. You just connect with your own intuition, your own soul, your own spirit, who you are. You don't need them at all. So, if you would like to schedule a one-on-one session with me, you can do so at autumnasphodel.com/coaching. I can help you figure out who you truly are. You don't need a spirit guide. Maybe you need some sort of insight to help you realize your true potential. So you can schedule a one-on-one session with me as well as a free consultation on my website. So I look forward to working with you. Thank you for watching.